When it comes to your SaaS business and growing your SaaS business, the critical component that you have to think about is your go-to-market strategy and your execution. But let's be honest, go-to-market strategies for SaaS businesses are fairly sophisticated machines, and it can be really easy to get overwhelmed by the complexity of it all. More important than that, it can be really easy to overlook problems that may be hidden inside these sophisticated machines. Having worked with nearly 100 SaaS CEOs, B2B SaaS founders over the past 15 months inside of my go-to-market program, I started to identify some common problems that exist inside of SaaS go-to-market machines, but are overlooked by founders and SaaS leaders. So in this episode, I'm gonna walk you through 5 of the most common problems that I see, the 5th one being the bonus one. If you stick around till the end, you'll see it. It's a really exciting one. And when you start to think about these problems and start to identify them in your machine and start to tweak them, you'll be able to increase the efficiency of your SaaS business and also accelerate your path to the next stage of growth. Intro. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Unstoppable. I'm TK, and on this channel, I help SaaS founders like you grow your SaaS businesses faster with an unstoppable strategy. Now, if you are new to this channel, welcome. I drop an episode every single Sunday with actionable strategies on how to grow your SaaS business faster. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. That way you'll get notified every single time I drop an episode with the TK energy. Now, if you're already part of this community, this fast-growing community of SaaS leaders and founders, if you're part of my SaaS go-to-market coaching programs, my people, welcome back. It's really awesome to see you over here. Now, I remember when I was working with a founder inside of the go-to-market program. I won't give away who it is because we're doing a case study on them soon, but one of the things we did as we started to look into their go-to-market machine was I identified like, oh, this is one of the problems. And that person was like, there's no way, like we can't change that. We can't mess with that. Well, the thing that we identified, and this is gonna be one of the principles, was their pricing. And a long story short, we nearly 5x'd their pricing. And over the past year, not only did their win rates go up, they actually grew greater than 130% year over year. And so that was one of the scariest things that we did to change the pricing, to revamp the pricing. It was one of those things that they took for granted. They're like, there's no way we can change this. And yet we 5x'd it, and they actually won more business, got more quality customers, and was able to increase their growth. And so I started to realize as I worked with all these different founders, there are these hidden problems inside of go-to-market machines that we tend to overlook. We think they're impossible to solve for. We don't even know to look for them. And so I wanted to pull together the 5 that I see most often, having worked with so many B2B SaaS companies and founders and leaders. And so in this episode, I'm gonna dig into all 5 of them, the 5th one being a bonus one that I'm really excited about. So if you're excited to dig in, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really likes it when you do that. Seriously, smash that like button, it loves it, I don't know why. And let's go into principle number 1. Principle number 1 is you have the wrong pricing strategy. And I alluded to this before. I remember when I was running ToutApp, there was a point where ToutApp got in trouble. ToutApp was the pioneer in the sales engagement space. We're backed by Andreessen Horowitz, Jackson Square Ventures, amazing investors. We ended up selling it to Marketo. Marketo was the market leader in marketing automation at the time. And then I worked at Marketo and we did a 2-year transformation and sold it to Adobe for $4.75 billion. But at one point, before all that happened, ToutApp was in trouble. And so I got together with 2 of my investors. It was Mark Andreessen and Ben Horowitz. And they sat down very calmly like, okay, TK, just tell us what's going on with the business and we want to understand. And I kind of laid it all out. And within seconds, they were like, you got to increase your prices. And I remember specifically Ben talking about this, like, I wish more companies would think about their pricing strategy and would just raise their prices because so many problems go away when you raise your prices. And that stuck with me. 1, because we actually implemented it at ToutApp and it worked wonders in turning around our business and leading to the acquisition and everything else that we did. But 2, I have applied this consistently with the founders that I coach and I work directly with. We've worked to revamp their pricing strategy. Because what we realized and what I realized was that founders tend to underestimate what their product really does and the value it brings. And I know that sounds totally crazy, but the best analogy that I found with this is artists. Artists tend to undervalue the work because they created it. It's only when artists die, all their value like skyrockets, right? Like all the artwork. And so one of the things that's true with founders for us is because we created the product, because we birthed it, we tend to not fully understand how much impact it really brings and how to truly value it. And what ends up happening is you have the wrong pricing strategy. It's not as simple as just saying you should charge more. It's about really thinking about what is the right tiers, how do you think about your pricing strategy, how do you revamp it? And so principle number 1, hidden problem in your go-to-market machine that you can revamp to accelerate growth is to revisit your pricing strategy because you may have the wrong pricing strategy for your market, for your product, and the value it's bringing. Principle number 2 is you are in the wrong market segment. Let me explain. This has come up quite a few times also. We had a case study with a founder that was in the go-to-market program. You can check it out here. It was Trellis. They 5x their MRR growth. And one of the things they were doing when we first started working together was they were going after the entry-level point of the market. And as part of the work that we do in the go-to-market program, we figured out their market segmentation should actually be going up market. It was a whole different type of customer they needed to be targeting. They needed to be pricing different. They needed to message it properly. That their ICP needed to change. And when they started to do that, and when they did that, they 5x their MRR growth. And on top of that, you won't see this in the case study because it just recently got announced, they just raised their next round of funding. A lot of times, and I've seen this not just for Trellis, but I've seen this for a lot of other companies that I've coached and are in my go-to-market programs, is they're going after the wrong segment of the market. Either they are in the mid-market and really need to be an enterprise, or they are solving a type of problem that needs to be in the lower end of the market. There's no bad market. Each market has its pros and cons. And thinking objectively about which segment of the market you can be most differentiated in with your product, given the competitive dynamics, given what your product does, given the maturity of the market, given the budgets that are allocated. Thinking about your market segmentation is super important. And a lot of times people just follow the default. They're like, oh, of course we do mid-market, but that's not true. You have to think objectively about what your market segment should be. And the way this all stuff comes together is thinking through your ideal customer profile and your manifesto and really thinking about where is the biggest heat that we can find. So that's principle number 2. You want to think about your market segment. Principle number 3 is you have the wrong sales process. Now, what do I mean by sales process? Look, marketing's job is to make more people realize that your product and your company exists today than they realized yesterday. So the number of people that know about you today should be greater than the number of people that knew about you yesterday. That's marketing's job. Super simple. And so whether you are product-led growth or sales-driven growth or some sort of hybrid, you need marketing because that is the way people will discover your product or your company or your sales team, whatever it may be. Now, once you get the marketing pieces down, a common problem I've seen is founders tend to have a natural affinity towards a certain type of sales process. Some founders that are very technical, I'm a technical founder and I had the same issue before. Even now, I think I struggle with it a little bit is I was like, oh, we want to be product led. We don't want salespeople. And that's how Tout started. Needless to say, Tout eventually, we were selling to salespeople. We needed salespeople. We got salespeople. We got into a hybrid approach. But I resisted sales for the longest time. And I see this in a lot of founders where they are trying to pick what they like. They're saying, we're going to be a PLG company, or they're saying, we're going to be a sales-driven company. And the reality of it is, while you may have your preferences on how you want to sell, what your sales process is going to be, the market kind of determines what the sales process they want. Meaning your customers, the people you are selling to, will dictate to you the type of sales process they really want. And certain segments of the market, certain problems, certain competitive dynamics will make it where they want to be product-led. They don't want to talk to sales. And other competitive dynamics or other types of the market or other segments of the market might demand they want to be sales-driven. And other parts of the market might say that, hey, you know what? We need to follow a hybrid approach. Let them try the product, and if it's a high-value account, we put a salesperson on top. I've also seen PLG companies do onboardings as a requirement. And so there are different permutations in this. What I'll tell you is the people that lose, the founders that lose, are the ones that are dogmatic about their sales process, meaning we're going to be sales-led, or we're going to be PLG because it's the coolest thing. The founders that win listen to the market, look at their customers, think about their segment, and they're like, we need to solve for the customers on how they want to buy. And they optimize their sales process based on what the market wants. And that's a big part of really getting scale in your go-to-market. If you're dogmatic about how you want to sell and you ignore your customers on how they want to be sold to, then you're not going to get very far. There's going to be a competitor that comes along and says, you know what? We're just going to do it the way they want, and we're going to give them the product as quickly as possible, and they will win. And so principle number 3 is you may have the wrong sales process, and you want to think about how the market tends to buy, wants to buy, is trained to buy, and that will help you move a lot faster. Now, I have a principle number 4 and I have a bonus number 5, but before I go into all of that, let me just pause here for a second. Are you starting to see the power in this? See, one of the things that I struggled with when I was a founder at ToutApp and when I was a leader, an executive at a 450 million ARR company like Marketo, is that so many of these strategic decisions, we were so deep in it, it was just us in a room alone trying to figure this out. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I started this channel, to really highlight what are the big things you might be missing because you're so in it. So if you're starting to see the power of even just these 3 principles on how maybe one of them you might be falling into because you just didn't look at it the right way. If you're starting to see the power in thinking about your go-to-market and these common overlooked problems, if you see the power in this, can I just get a yes in the comments below? Also, after you type in yes, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really likes it when you do that. So does my team. We put a lot of love into these videos. Also, if you're in that stage where you're revamping your go-to-market strategy, you need to figure out how to grow faster, you need an actual proper go-to-market machine and a strategy, then I encourage you to check out my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. A lot of the founders that I mentioned here who have gotten the success were in that program. A lot of these lessons learned is from me helping over 100 SaaS founders, B2B SaaS founders only, work in that program and really understanding where does go-to-market get stuck, how do we fix it, how do we overcome them based on core principles that I've learned over the last 15 years. Check out my go-to-market program if you want to work with me to revamp your go-to-market machine, implement some of these things. Now, before I tell you where it is, I'll tell you about it at the end of this video. I'll also link to it below. Let's go to principle number 4, because this one's super important. And then we have the bonus one, number 5. So principle number 4 is, this is a no-brainer. And a lot of times, sometimes people will say, I hear this all the time from founders, they're like, that was pretty simple, but that was really hard to do, but it really worked. And I'm like, welcome to my job. A lot of times, things that I might highlight are simple, but simple is not easy. Simple and easy are 2 different things. Simple is often hard, but if you do them, you do reap rewards. And number 4 is simple, but hard to do, but if you do it, you reap rewards. And that's asking for referrals. So if you're not asking for referrals, you're essentially turning down free money because you have a certain customer acquisition cost, right? Even if you're purely organic, you're paying for people, you're paying for your own time, you're paying for servers to run those. There's some customer acquisition cost. Now, if you go to your happy customers, your existing customers, and you tell them, hey, are you happy with the product? And they're like, yeah, I love it. And you're like, great. Do you have a friend that would use this product or another friend in a company in a similar role to you that would love this product? Can you introduce us? That's turning down free money if you don't do that. And so figuring out how to ask for referrals is super important, and not just in a one-off basis, but the companies that do this in a consistent programmatic way tend to yield faster growth because it really gets the word of mouth going. 2 things happens. 1, customers are trained like, oh, referrals are welcome, and I feel kind of cool for doing referrals. They feel part of the mission. 2, your CAC goes down because referrals don't cost you anything. Existing customers are introducing you. They're warm intros. And 3, referrals actually close at a higher rate. They have bigger win percentages. They buy more. This is statistically proven. And so based on research and science. And so principle number 4 is ask for referrals. And if you're not doing that, that's an often overlooked easy thing you can do, simple and easy actually, if you do it right, before you go to market machine to get over one of the choke points. Okay, so that's principle number 4. Now I have the bonus one. Are you ready for the bonus one? Are you ready? Now, if you're ready for it, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't done it already, if you've done it already, thank you so much. Principle number 5, this is the bonus one, is you have a lack of metrics, instrumentation, and iterations. I see this all the time. And one of the first things we work on inside the go-to-market program is like, okay, let's instrument this the right way. Because a lot of times, if you don't instrument the right metrics for your go-to-market, you won't be able to understand what's working and what's not, and you won't be able to iterate. And if there's one thing that sets apart the founders that do really well and the ones that don't do as well, the founders that keep iterating based on the data are the ones that win in go-to-market. The ones that try it once or try it twice, but don't look at the data and don't keep iterating, they're the ones that struggle. Lack of metrics and instrumentation and iterations is one of the biggest problems that people have. And one of the things I realized is it can be daunting. It can be daunting to like, oh my God, there's so many metrics. Do I need to hire a CFO? How do I do this? We didn't track it. How do I start now? And there's so much tech. And what I realized, in my own SaaS businesses and the founders that I coach and the training that I've created for how to instrument these things in the right way is that people overcomplicate it. You just got to start somewhere and you can build from there. And a lot of times you'll look at a fellow founder and you're like, oh my God, their metrics are so sophisticated. We can never catch up. And you don't even start. And the biggest thing you got to do is just start. Actually establishing the right metrics for your go-to-market to understand where the choke points are and running iterations every single week, every single month, every single quarter based on that data and seeing how it moves is principle number 5, and so many founders and SaaS leaders and marketers overlook it. Now, if you're trying to figure out like, well, what are the right metrics and how do I actually focus in on the right ones, I have an awesome thing for you, and I'm super excited about it. I still code, and one of the things I built with my team internally is a SaaS go-to-market grader, because I found this over and over. Founders were like, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. How do I diagnose it? And so I built this SaaS go-to-market grader. It's super simple. You can just go to gtm-grader.com, gtm-grader.com, and it takes like 5 seconds. You just plug in some numbers, basic numbers from your go-to-market machine, and in seconds, it'll give you a score. It'll break down your go-to-market machine. It'll identify the key components. It'll tell you where it's stuck. And it'll give you the training from this YouTube channel on how to think about it. It's super exciting. I'm so excited about it. So just go to gtm-grader.com so you can implement this principle, which is lack of metrics and instrumentation. You don't have to go right now because I want to give you the recap and close out some stuff, but I'll link to it below as well. You can go to gtm-grader, plug in your numbers, and you'll get an instant score, and it'll break it down. It's really cool. It's like got these cool visuals, and then it'll give you the training from this channel on what to look at next so you can dig into more things. I have over like 150 episodes now, so it'll break it down and tell you which areas to think about. Okay, so let's recap before you go anywhere. Number 1, this is the 5 often overlooked problems in your go-to-market strategy that you need to think about, address. Number 1, you may have the wrong pricing strategy, so you want to revamp your pricing strategy. Number 2, you may be in the wrong market segments. You want to revamp your messaging, your ICP. You may need to go up market. You may need to go down market. You want to think about which segment you can most differentiate in, given the competition and what you guys do. Number 3, you may have the wrong sales process. You may be married to PLG, but your customers want to talk to sales. Or you are married to sales because that's what you always done, but your customers just want to do a free trial. Or maybe it's some combination of the two and you got to be smarter about it. So you want to think about that. Number 4, you're not asking for referrals. Referrals, such an awesome strategy in your go-to-market. Just put it in, you'll see it compound over time. It's amazing. And number 5, lack of metrics, instrumentation, and iterations. Go check out that go-to-market grader so you can actually figure out what your metrics are, what your score is, and how it works. All right, so those are the 5 often seen problems. And I learned this from actually helping B2B SaaS founders revamp their go-to-market strategies, execute on their machines, and scale the growth of their companies. If you're in that stage where you're trying to figure out how do we make this go faster, how do we revamp our go-to-market strategy and execute on it, how do we bring on the right people, then I encourage you to check out my SaaS go-to-market coaching program. Inside of that program, I work with you one-on-one, and we actually work through how to revamp your go-to-market strategy. It comes with training, then it comes with coaching, and it also hooks into a community of other SaaS founders that you can also learn from. And most importantly, we're starting to do this. We do a monthly dinner. I do a monthly dinner in key cities where we have members, and any one of the members can come. I'm so excited about it. And so it's turned into one of the most amazing things. I'm so excited about it. We've done case studies on founders that have seen success from it. Most importantly, it helps you actually get help on figuring out your go-to-market strategy, implement a lot of these principles that I talk about, and go faster and reduce that execution risk. So if that's you, go to tkcater.com/GTM. tkcater.com/GTM, and over there you'll get all the details around the program. Now, the better the fit, the better the results. And so we want to make sure you're the right fit and we can actually help you. So the way it works is you go in and you can put in your email and you'll apply to join. You'll answer a few questions, and based on that, we can get on a call, and if we can figure out like we can actually help you. And if we can, then we'll get you in and we're off to the races. We start working together. So again, go to tkcater.com/GTM for all the details about working together to scale your SaaS business by building an unstoppable go-to-market strategy and machine. Now, if you got value from this video, please smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It just mean the world to me and my team. Also, we put a lot of love into these. If you haven't subscribed yet, I drop a video like this with actionable strategies based on 15 years of experience in building, scaling, and exiting SaaS companies, and then now helping over 100 B2B SaaS founders through my go-to-market program. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and that bell icon. I drop a video like this every Sunday, so that way you'll get notified when I drop the next one. And also, if you have a fellow founder, if you have a fellow team member, if you're part of a Slack group or a WhatsApp group or a community of other SaaS founders, please share this video with them. We want to help as many SaaS founders as possible. That's why I run this channel. And lastly, remember, everyone needs a strategy for their life and their business. When you are with us, yours is going to be unstoppable. I'm TK, and I'll see you in the next episode or inside the Go-to-Market program. I'll catch you next time.